In a world that often celebrates the big moments, the grand gestures, we're asking something different today. Can real profound impact actually come from? Well, the quiet, consistent choices ordinary people make every day. That's really the heart of our deep dive today. We're looking at a collection of real-life stories, observations, and our mission, if you like, is to pull out those nuggets of insight. How do these seemingly everyday actions create these huge ripple effects?
And what's so fascinating, I think, is how universal these truths are. You look at these simple stories, and underneath you find these building blocks. Small actions, kindness, resilience, they're the things that genuinely shape, well, not just happiness, but strong communities too. It's fundamental stuff.
Okay, let's unpack that. How do people find this deep happiness, this meaning, in just their day-to-day work? Especially when it seems simple. Like take Daniel, runs a small tea shop. For 12 years, he's not rich, not by any measure, but people say he's one of the happiest folks around. His routine, super simple. Wakes up 5.C, prays, goes to the market. But his whole philosophy, he says, when I serve tea, I serve peace.
That's it right there. It's more than just pouring tea.
Exactly. He shops a hub. You've got regulars like Mr. Hamid, this retired teacher, comes in every day, just talks about everything, vegetable prices, old memories, like how he used to walk 12 kilometers to school. No bus back then. And he says that walk, it didn't just get him to school, it made him stronger, more focused, never missed a day.
It really shows that power of finding meaning, doesn't it? Psychologists might call it purposeful action or link it to eudaimonic well-being, fancy terms, but it just means his happiness isn't just about feeling good in the moment. It's about contributing, connecting, even in a small tea shop.
Right. And building on that, you have Amina's story, a nurse. Her world is, it's challenging, demanding situations constantly, but she always manages a smile. And her secret, she says, helping people gives me energy. It's that simple. When I see someone leave the hospital healthy, I feel like I've done something meaningful.
Even with the long shifts.
Yeah, long shifts, sometimes no time to even eat. But she makes these connections, like with this little boy, Sif. He was scared after surgery. And Amina, she gave him little tasks, fold your blanket, draw a picture, simple things, empowering him, And now, Sif wants to be a doctor because of her.
That's incredible. It really shows how that genuine connection, that sense of purpose, it can fuel you through almost anything. She's not just ticking boxes. She's part of someone's recovery. They're flourishing. That's powerful motivation.
And one more here, Grace. A hospital cleaner wakes up at 4:30 a.m., prays, then cleans hospitals. But listen to her perspective. She says, when I clean a room, I imagine someone's mother or father will stay there. I want it to feel peaceful and safe for them. That's wow.
Changes everything, doesn't it? How you approach the task.
Totally. Her coworkers, they call her the heart of our hospital. And get this, she reads one page from a book every day on her lunch break. Just one page. She says, even if I learn just one sentence, it makes my mind fresh. Quiet dedication, right? And her older daughter sees this. And now she wants to be a nurse, inspired by her mom, but in a different way, she says.
So if you pull back, look at the bigger picture from Daniel, Amina, Grace. It's so clear. Real happiness, deep fulfillment. It's not really about the money or the title. It comes from, well, the source material calls it good actions, kind words, and patience. It's about making meaning, finding that clear purpose, even in jobs that seem humble. It creates that deep satisfaction.
Okay, so purpose fuels happiness in the daily grind. But what about when things go wrong? Big time wrong. This is where it gets really interesting for me. How do these everyday heroes handle adversity? Mistakes, big life changes. Take Sarah, school administrator. Makes a huge mistake, sends out the wrong schedule, chaos, missed classes, confusion, nightmare scenario, right?
Oh, yeah. Could easily spiral.
But she didn't hide, called meeting, stood up, apologized, total transparency, then worked like crazy with her team to fix it. Fast. And she reflected on it, said, mistakes can feel heavy, but honesty and quick action can make things right.
That's accountability in action.
Exactly. And it wasn't just about fixing the error. She actually changed her process, became more organized, double-checked everything, even trained a new assistant. So the mistake, it actually became a trigger for growth.
Which is the core of resilience, isn't it? Not avoiding the mistake, but how you respond, turning that negative into a positive catalyst.
Or think about James. Started a small bakery from home, no business school, not much cash. But the source says he had a strong will to try. Love that. And yet he failed at first. A lot. My first bread didn't rise properly. My second batch was too salty. He admits it.
Yeah, the learning curve.
Totally. But he didn't quit. He learned. Read recipes, talked to experienced bakers, asked for help, And after just, 8 months? He's delivering to 6 local shops. Finds real satisfaction in creating something with his hands, sharing it, like this soft brown bread with sesame. Apparently, this girl, Emily, and her grandma just love it.
It's a great story. That determination, that willingness to learn and adapt shows passion and persistence can often trump formal training. It's textbook grit, really, that perseverance towards a long-term goal.
And what about learning new things when you think you can't? Like William, 52-year-old cashier, had to learn computers for inventory. And his first thought, maybe I'm too old to learn. That's a barrier so many people feel, right?
Absolutely, a very common fear.
But he pushed past it, joined a weekend class, practiced 30 minutes every single night. After 3 months, he's doing the weekly reports. And get this, he taught a friend how to use it too. His takeaway, you're never too old to learn. You just need time and effort. Simple as that.
It's just so encouraging. It speaks directly to neuroplasticity. Our brains can keep learning, keep changing our whole lives. He didn't just learn Excel or whatever. He demonstrated that growth mindset. Huge.
Then there's Robert. Faced a really tough, unchosen change. His printing company closed down after 15 years. Hit him hard. Felt sad and worried. Didn't even want to leave his room for days.
Understandable. That's a massive loss of identity, income, everything.
But his daughter, Emma, got him to go for a walk.
Yeah.
Just a walk. And that small thing, it shifted his perspective. He saw other people out there working hard, shoe fixer, vegetable seller, and he thought, they're still moving forward. That sparked something. He started thinking about his own skills, good at fixing things around the house. So he started a small furniture repair service from home.
Wow, turning existing skills into something new.
Exactly. And now he's busy. Even builds little stools with his wife and son helping out. His reflection sums it up. Change is scary, but it can also open new doors. I didn't choose this path, but I'm walking on it with strength now.
So what's the big takeaway when we face those inevitable curveballs? These stories show us people are incredibly strong, resilient. We have this amazing capacity to adapt, build new routines, new connections, even when things feel completely upside down. The common threads: patience, honesty, hard work, and just being willing to take those small steps. Not giving up. It's not about avoiding the hard stuff. It's about how we move through it.
Okay, so we've seen purpose, we've seen resilience. What about how we connect with others, how we build community? This seems to boil down to the almost invisible power of simple kindness and its ripple effect. Like imagine this, you're at a bus stop, raining, no umbrella, and a total stranger just says, come under this, don't get wet. That's it.
Small moment, potentially huge impact on your day.
Exactly. It changes the whole mood, doesn't it?
It really does. And these aren't just, pleasantries. They actually build what researchers call social capital. Those networks, that trust between people. It starts with these tiny interactions.
Think about Mr. Rahim, a farmer, grows vegetables. Every Friday, after prayers, he gives some away to families who are struggling. His view, I plant the seeds, but Allah gives the harvest. Sharing is part of the blessing.
Beautiful perspective.
And he doesn't stop there. Now he teaches local kids how to garden, plant things, care for them. So it's not just about food. It's about building character, responsibility, cultivating community, literally.
That's a perfect example. Generosity fostering not just crops, but the next generation, reinforcing that cycle of giving back.
Then you've got Linda, the neighborhood organizer. Every Sunday, she gets people together. Kids, parents, shopkeepers. They sweep the streets, pick up trash, plant flowers. Her motto, clean places create clear minds. Love that.
Simple and effective.
And she leads by example. One time it started raining during the cleanup. She stayed, kept working, inspired this young boy, Adam, to keep going too. And their street looked amazing. The local council even thanked them. Quiet leadership, just doing the work.
That really shows that leadership isn't always loud, is it? It's often just quiet, consistent action. Showing up, inspiring others through your own commitment. That builds a sense of collective efficacy, the belief you can make a difference together.
And what about David? Saw an old man struggling, pushing a heavy vegetable cart uphill. David was on his way to work, could have just walked past, but he stopped. Chose to be late. Said, I can be late for work, but I can't walk past this. Helped the man get the cart up the hill. The old man blessed him. David said he felt happy all day long after that.
That's that helper's high people talk about.
Right. And it just shows kindness doesn't need money. It needs attention. It needs a soft heart. Just noticing and acting.
Paying attention, that's key.
Yeah.
Seeing the need and then choosing to respond with empathy reinforces itself.
Okay, think about school kids. Ryan and Nathan. Ryan notices Nathan always sits alone at lunch every day. So one day Ryan just invites him, hey, come sit with us. Simple as that. Nathan later said, that one moment changed my whole year. Just one invitation.
Wow. Breaks down walls like the source says.
Yeah. It shows how powerful inclusion is. Just reaching out.
It fights isolation, fosters belonging, small gesture, massive emotional impact.
Jennifer. She's a teacher in a village, teaches kids from poorer homes. She goes way beyond the lessons. Brings snacks on Fridays, boil eggs, bananas, biscuits, start a classroom box for extra pencils, things like that. Her belief. Sharing is part of learning. When we help each other, we grow together.
A holistic approach. It's not just academics.
Not at all. She helped this one quiet boy, Daniel, learn to read, took patience. But his confidence soared. And she visits the parents too. Really believes if families and schools work together, children succeed faster.
That's so important, building that bridge between home and school. She's creating a whole supportive ecosystem for those kids.
Then there's Edward, the mechanic. Fixes motorbikes, bicycles. People trust him deeply. Story goes this young guy, Lucas, had a big exam. His bicycle breaks right before. Panic. Edward drops everything. Fixes it super quick. Tells him, you go into your best. I'll pray for your success.
Going above and beyond.
Totally. And Lucas comes back later with sweets for Edward. Just pure gratitude. Edward's point. People remember how you treat them, not how expensive your service is.
Yeah.
So true. And he trains two young lads, Matthew and Ben. Teaches them tools, sure, but also respect, cleanliness, honesty. He says, skills are good, but character is better.
Mentorship in its truest form.
Yeah. And he even handles rude customers with grace.
Ah.
His advice, a kind answer cools down a hot mind. Wise words.
All these examples, Edward, Jennifer, Ryan, they just hammer home the point, don't they? Kindness, even tiny acts, it has this incredible ripple effect, builds trust, it strengthens the whole community fabric. It's not just about the one interaction.
And one last one on connection, Alice and Susan. Met a sewing class. Friendship starts small. Susan shares her thread when Alice runs out. Simple gesture. Later, Susan gets sick. Out for 10 days. Alice. She just does all of Susan's work. No extra pay. Didn't even ask. Susan was floored. Said, you are not just my friend. You are my sister.
Yeah.
And Alice just replied, we're a team. Your problem is my problem.
That's deep connection. It shows how that reciprocal support, that genuine caring, it elevates friendship. It becomes like family, built on action, not just words.
Okay, so let's pivot slightly. Let's look inside the home. The unsung heroes there. How families become this ultimate team, especially when things get tough. Think about Thomas, security guard. Doesn't earn much, but every single month he saves $10. Puts it in the glass jar. Visible goal. Why? To buy his son a bicycle so he doesn't have to walk miles to school.
Wow. That takes discipline.
Incredible discipline. He kept at it, reached his goal, bought the bike, and he said the hug he got from his son, worth every hour I worked extra.
That really speaks to that long-term vision, doesn't it? That sacrifice for the next generation. That's powerful family motivation.
Or Michael and Rachel.
Huh?
He's a delivery driver, works super hard. But he still makes tea for his wife every morning. Brings tiny gifts home for the kids, Anna and Jacob. Pencil, fruit, small toy. Consistent connection. Teaches them core values, like honesty. Helps Anna find a lost notebook without blame, just saying, always stay calm. The truth comes out with patience.
Building character from a young age.
Exactly. And his wife, Rachel. Not a teacher, but she invites neighborhood kids over to read books. Her belief. Education is not only for your own children. When you help other children, you help the whole community. Their home, described as filled with peace, kindness, and discipline. And how do they solve problems? Speaking softly and working as a team. When Michael's delivery van broke down, Rachel immediately found a cousin who could help fix it. Resourceful teamwork. She mentioned, keeping your word is part of faith.
That's such a strong picture of partnership and extending that positive family dynamic outwards into the community, that collective problem solving, that shared commitment. It's fundamental for family resilience.
Consider Richard and Helen. He works in a grocery store. She's a tailor. Their youngest, Oliver, has a health condition. Needs expensive treatment, far from home. Huge challenge. Richard, low pay, but he never misses a payment for the treatment. Saves every coin. Walks, instead of taking the bus, packs his own lunch. Total dedication. He says, point blank, I am doing this for my family. They are my strength.
That's immense pressure, but driven by love.
Absolutely. And Helen works part-time tailoring. And she's teaching their teenage daughter, Emily, how to sew. Passing on skills, saying, even a small skill can help in big ways. They're teaching the kids practical life skills, not just school stuff. They believe the family works together, solves problems together.
It really shows how that shared purpose, Oliver's well-being, unites them. It empowers them to tackle enormous challenges. It's that family collective efficacy again, everyone pulling together for that common goal.
Then there's John, a carpenter, had a serious accident, cut his hand badly, months off work, income plummeted, big stress. His wife, Mary, she's a nurse. She picked up extra shifts. And the kids, Ethan, Luke, Sophie, they stepped up massively. Cooking, cleaning, helping each other with homework. No complaining, just doing.
Taking on responsibility.
Right. John said, seeing them, I saw how strong they are. I felt proud. And Mary added, we learn that love is action. It is not just words. It is helping each other every day. Crucially, they talked openly with the kids about the situation. Made them part of the solution, not just observers. Young Luke summed it up. When we work together, nothing is impossible.
That communication is so key, isn't it? Sharing the burden, but also sharing the problem solving. It actually strengthens the family bonds, forges that deeper understanding of love as action, and kids feel valued, like they're contributing.
Last family example, Peter, Laura, and their kids. They moved. Small town to big city for Peter's job. Big adjustment. Kids missed their friends, their old life. Laura felt really lonely, isolated.
Very common experience when relocating.
Yeah. But Laura didn't just stay isolated. She made a conscious choice. Started exploring, made herself smile at people, said hello to shopkeepers, helped an elderly woman with her groceries one day. Small things. Slowly, faces became familiar. She offered a neighbor some cookies she'd baked. The kids saw this effort, eventually joined a local sports club, and after about 4 months, Laura could say, the city feels like home now. It just needed time and effort.
It really underscores how families are that first place, that laboratory where we learn to live together, how to share, how to solve problems. When a family pulls together like that, works as a team, uses everyone's strengths, well, even huge challenges like moving or illness or financial stress, they become more manageable. It's about adapting together.
So we've covered a lot of ground, these incredible stories, resilience, kindness, adapting, family support, and the pattern seems crystal clear, doesn't it? The big changes, the deep satisfaction. It doesn't usually come from the flashy stuff. It's the buildup, the cumulative effect of quiet, consistent, good actions, daily diligence, small steps, done intentionally.
Yeah, absolutely. What really stands out to you when you hear all this, for me, it's maybe that quiet determination, or maybe the unwavering kindness, even when it's inconvenient, or just the strength in showing up day after day for yourself, for others. These stories are such a good reminder that leadership isn't always about being loud or in charge. Sometimes the most powerful leadership is quiet, consistent, inspiring others just by your own actions.
So here's something to think about as you go about your day. What's one seemingly small, everyday action you could commit to, done with care, done with intention, knowing now that it really does have the potential to create those ripples, happiness, strength for you and the people around you. Just think about one consistent step you could take, starting today. Could be saving that $10, reading that one page, offering that one kind word. Because as we've seen today, those are often the quiet, unseen foundations of a truly extraordinary life.